Hey y'all. Yesterday I talked about healthcare. Well, I didn't really go into it in depth, I think, as much as you would have liked me to. Well, I'm not really an expert at it because I don't really go to doctors, and I don't really use my Medicare, although I pay dearly for it every month. But if I did need it, I know that it is worth it. Well, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into it with a little bit more depth. I want to talk about silver sneakers and the Medicare Advantage programs that you can get into, because now is the time to do it. I think it's up until December 1st, something like that, or the 31st, that you can, apply for it. So, first of all, thanks for spending time with me today. It's an everyday affair, isn't it? I did make some tea. I got some, let's see if is the name on here? It's energetic tea. I think I've had it before. It's really good. It's got a little bit of caffeine in it, and it's supposed to make you feel good. I hope there's nothing else in there that they put in there. Very good. I know I still have a little bit of coffee in here. I got my tea in here. Oh, this is really good. It's got like a tangerine flavor. Let me show it to you. If I can find it. Let's see. Here it is. Positive energy, sweet tangerine. I bought this before. Went into Walmart. And I also have a little hobo meal for you. I call it a hobo meal. That's my name for it, a hobo meal. But how do you like all my jewelry? I'm trying. You know what? Okay, here's the deal, folks. I'm going to be leaving in a couple days, right? And so I'm trying not to use too many clothes. And it's just downright freezing in Flagstaff. Oh my goodness. But it's only going to get colder. That's why I'm getting out of here right before this big burst of cold comes. But it's still pretty cold in the morning. So I've been basically having to just wear my long sleeves, which is all black. And I know you're kind of probably tired of just black neck gaiters. So I thought I would wear this. It's a scarf. Oh, it's such a nice material. And I got it from the Grand Canyon area. And then I thought I would do this. Does that look cool? I don't know. I'm trying different things, right? Well, for the guys might not appreciate it, but for the gals, yeah, maybe you might find it interesting. Please watch this all the way through. I've got some good stuff all the way through. Okay, let's talk about Medicare, okay? Now, if you're not on a regular insurance program, you must be on Medicare at 65. I didn't have regular medical insurance. So they put me on Medicare right away, whether I wanted to or not. What they do is they take the money out of your Social Security check. So when I say I get this much Social Security, I probably really get more. But what they're doing is they're taking out, I think for me, it's like, I think it goes on how much Social Security you get. I do believe. But yeah, I think they take out about $160, $165 a month for Medicare. And I don't ever use it. But the one time I did use it, and I've talked about this before, 3.5 years ago, right after my first time at Quartzsite, I was near Lake Havasu, and boy, I didn't feel good. I knew something. I think when you know that you're dying, you kind of know it. Like, I remember almost in my van, almost crawling like, I knew I was getting a bladder infection, but I was almost crawling on the floor like, I remember at one point I went in a circle like, I don't think I can handle this anymore. I was trying to get out of my body. It was painful, and it was, I knew something was wrong. Well, I did get to Lake Havasu Hospital, and they found out eventually. They made me lay there a long time. It's a long story. They thought I had a bladder infection. It was a traveling nurse, and she was the worst nurse in the entire world. She was very snippy with me. And I kept telling her how much in pain I was. Well, let me get to the punchline here. I had appendicitis. And my daughter's a nurse practitioner, so when I got on the phone and I talked to her, she said appendicitis is the most misdiagnosed disease in senior citizens, because people don't even, think that, oh, why would you have appendicitis? Well, I did. And so they took out my appendicitis. And I will mention that I recovered in my minivan. I went on BLM land near, right outside of Lake Havasu, and that's where I recovered. I recovered from appendicitis in Lake Havasu on BLM land in my minivan. I kid you not. I did. And I had to stay. He wanted me to stay in the area because he wanted to check on me in a week. He made an appointment. He wanted to check on me. He said that it was a simple operation for me because, and I'm telling what he told me. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but he said because I'm of normal weight and I've kept myself healthy, it was an easy operation. But what can happen is if they have to go through a lot of belly fat and things like that it can be a more severe operation and it will take a lot longer to heal. So there's one more reason to stay healthy. If you're younger, stay your normal weight. Don't put on weight thinking, well, I'll take it off later. No, don't do that. Just stay at a good normal weight for you. Well, there's a case where I used my Medicare. I just handed him my card. How nice, right? And if you have insurance, you hand him your card. But here's the thing. Let's say you're not on Medicare and maybe you're younger. You're not on Medicare yet and you don't really have insurance. This is something I am not clear on, but let me just discuss with you what you can do to find out. If you have insurance, it might be with your state, but why don't you call your insurance company and tell them you travel and you need to be on maybe a different plan to where you can assess other states' healthcare providers. That's what I would do if I were you. Call them to find out. This is how you're going to know. Because you could ask me a million questions. I don't know what insurance company you're actually insured with. I don't know what their requirements are. I really don't. It seems like maybe Blue Cross, Blue Shield, something like that. That might be nationwide. But Medicare is nationwide, everybody. If you're a senior on Medicare, it's going to be nationwide. You can be in Arizona and you can visit Idaho and you can find a doctor. Now, here's something I'm going to kind of bounce around as it comes to my mind. Here's something else that I found out through trial and error, right? Well, if you go to urgent care, you're going to be charged. Medicare A and B, I mean, you might have C and D and E. I just have A and B. But if that's what you have, then going to urgent care is going to cost you money. I mean, they'll pay for part of it, but not much. What you need to do is have a regular doctor. You have to have a regular doctor, which I do not. It's been so long with COVID. It just, like, I don't even want to go in. I know they're going to want to give me shots or whatever, and I'm not into that. Well, when I go to Tucson, I'm going to find a regular doctor. And I'm going to let them know that in case I need a referral, things like that. So I think, so that way, if something happens and I don't feel well, at least I can wait. But the urgent care thing is a little iffy. You're going to pay for that urgent care a little bit more. Let's see, what else about Medicare do I know? they don't pay for every little thing. I remember my surgeon, a nice man in Lake Havasu, nice hospital. They took really good care of me. Well, I know that I did have to pay for his visit, but you know what? It wasn't that much. I think it was only like $75, so they do pay for part of it. If you're on Medicare, I'm sure that you know what you're doing. So I think I'll stop with the Medicare. If you're going to get on Medicare, I would definitely look into some things about it so that you know. Now, let's talk about the Advantage plans. I just finally got on one, and I'm 70. I could have been on one 5 years ago, but I didn't understand it. I didn't understand this Medicare Advantage, those Advantage plans, you know. So here's the thing. Talked to a couple of my friends, and they said, hey, you need to get on that because of the silver sneakers. What is silver sneakers? Most of you know about it. If you're younger, you might not. If you're approaching that age of 65, well, here's the real deal. It's a health program that for senior citizens. But it's not through Medicare, regular Medicare, A and B. They're called Advantage plans. And right now, you can only enroll from, I think, October 1st to December 1st, or October, sometime in December. But since we're right in the middle, it's November, go for it. Here's who I called. I called Humana, and they took care of me. I told her what I needed exactly. I told her, I do not want to pay a premium. I don't want any out of pocket money anymore. I'm already paying for the Medicare that I don't even hardly use. So we talked about what I said. I'm here for silver sneakers. That's what I'm here for. Well, silver sneakers will get you gym programs. A lot of my friends, they don't have to pay anything for their gym memberships. And especially in Flagstaff, the water parks here, the water recreational facilities, they don't have to pay anything. And it's expensive. Now, Planet Fitness isn't so expensive. They'll pay the regular membership of $10. If you want the black card, you got to pay more. You got to pay like $13 to $15, something like that. But it's still worth it. You get the black card that you can use anywhere, and you get your free, that $10, the regular membership for free. Okay. But, so I told her I want silver sneakers because I wanted that. Oh my goodness. Why am I paying so much money for, I mean, at the recreation centers here in Flagstaff, you can get your showers. I've mentioned a billion times in Flagstaff, they got the worst, Planet Fitness has the worst showers ever. A lot of times they don't even work. So she signed me up for silver sneakers. Now I also, with Humana, on my program, I also have regular checkups for dental and eye checkups. And then there's a whole bunch of other things. She's sending me the paperwork. Soon she'll send it to my daughter. My daughter send it to me. So there's no premium, no monthly premium for that, right? So that's pretty cool. And then she said that you need to go to, if you want, I said, well, how does this work? Do I contact you? Do I tell the silver sneakers? She goes, well, go on silversneakers.com. Well, guess what? If you have an iPhone, you can download the Silver Sneakers app. It's the Silver Sneakers app. Well, I typed in for Tucson and I typed in for Flagstaff what's available for silver sneakers. Oh my goodness. We're dealing with YMCAs. We're dealing with LA Fitness. We're dealing with Planet Fitness. We're dealing with all kinds of facilities that I can get through Silver Sneakers. Can you believe that? I am excited. So even if you're on Silver Sneakers, I know a lot of you are, and a lot of my friends are, but do you really know what else is available? You go on silversneakers.com. I talked to Max, and he said that he has an Android, and Silver Sneakers app is not available. So only if you have an iPhone. So if you have an Android, go on silversneakers.com and find out everything that's available. Now for me, although I'm signed up, I can't sign up for anything because I have to wait until January 1. So it goes throughout the year. If I want to change my plan for any reason, then I need to wait until October 1st, right? Just like you can sign up now. Well, I told her I travel. So here's what she did for me. She got me a plan that allows me to use other doctors, other medical professionals. So what she already did, I told her, well, I'm going to Tucson. So what she already did was she found me somebody in Tucson that I can go to. And then she has somebody already for me. She says, you can change it, but I'm just getting you kind of set up. She set me up for Cincinnati also. So I don't know, there's other advantage insurance companies, but I decided to go with Humana. There you go. Now, here's the thing. It's going to be in your particular state. If you're a traveler, you need to let them know, I am a traveler, okay? And I need to have facilities to be able to use facilities around the nation. Easy peasy, right? Well, I was on the phone for like almost 2 hours, but I'll tell you, this gal had the most relaxing voice. It was ASMR plus. You know what ASMR was. I was like a wet noodle. I was just like a rubber noodle by the end of the conversation. She could have read me the entire, she did read me quite a bit. She could have read me the entire paperwork, and I would have just been, I was so I was tingly all over. Every once in a while, a voice does that to me, and she had it. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Let's see, what else? So I'm very anxious for January 1. If you're younger, you have to find out with your insurance company where, and you need to let them know that you need a policy that can go different places because you travel. If you're really young, you might be on your parents' policy. If you're married, you might, you have a policy with somebody, like in your husband's work or your wife's work. I will tell you, though, when it comes to health insurance, if you don't have it, if you don't have health insurance, you need to go to the emergency room. They must take care of you. They must. Yeah. I'll tell you, in the southern states, I know in Tucson, if you go to the emergency room, it's packed. And I've heard that all over the nation, emergency rooms are packed because we have millions of immigrants coming in who don't have insurance, don't have any identification. They just know that if they have a sneeze and their child has a cold, they take them to the emergency room. It's just a way that it is. I'm not making judgment. I've been in the emergency room way back when I didn't have health insurance. Yeah, I know what it's like for them. I'm not making judgments. What I'm doing is telling you reality. So there's going to be a long wait, depending on the severity of your condition. If you're going to die or you're really serious, they'll get you in. Now they're going to bill you. It's going to be high. Oh my goodness. Oh yes. And you'll have to work out that with them. But they do, emergency rooms are required to take you. So this is it. This is what I know about health insurance. I'm sure there's so much more. So here's where you come in. Here's your little assignment. You leave in comments anything that I left out, because I'm not much. I mean, I've been in the healthcare field. My daughter's a nurse practitioner, which is one step down from being an actual medical doctor, and lots of schooling, for her. Now, I mean, and my daughter's a psychologist. I've got a degree in psychology, but I was a patient care tech for a while in my life. So we're very much in tune, my family, with healthcare. So it's a shame that I don't know more about the insurance part of it, because I don't like doctors. I don't. Oh my gosh. I do not. I'm sure they're fine people. But my problem is that physicians are not trained in anything nutritional. Most physicians are trained and paid to push pills, medications. They get cutbacks from the pharmaceutical companies. And this is their job. I mean, this is what they do. I don't want any judgments on them. They paid big bucks to become a medical doctor. I mean, that's expensive, and they worked hard for it. But a lot of them they don't know anything about the actual prevention. It's more like a sick program. It's more like for sickness. It's not really for wellness at all, keeping you wealthy at all. So, okay, everybody. I love you guys. I want to show you very briefly my hobo lunch. I call it that because it couldn't be more basic. I get a can of beans and a can of chicken. You could also use tuna. I can do it in like 2 minutes. Well, time me. Okay. You can use any kind of a vegetable. You could use corn, peas. I do like it with peas also. This makes a really quick meal if you're hungry. Maybe you don't want bread. You don't want to make a sandwich. You want an actual vegetable. It's cheap, it's quick, and it's going to taste really good. Because I'm out of my ranch packets, I've ordered some. They're going to arrive in Tucson when I get there. But this is vinegar, and it's sort of like I'm making my own dressing. Vinegar, and then I'm going to put just a little dollop of olive oil in there. Well, I'm out of ranch dressing. So I put a little vinegar in there and a little bit of olive oil. But I do have a couple packets of mayonnaise. So I'm just going to stick one in there so it's a little bit creamier. If you have the ranch dressing, you have the packets. Put 2 small packets or 1 large in. Perfect. Little salt and pepper. I'm telling you, this is good. I've had friends actually, it looks weird, but this, I mean, how long did this take me to do it? Let me get a paper towel. My hands feel a little sticky. There you go. So good. Well, listen, I'm going to take a bite, and I really want to thank you for watching it all the way through. Please give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Really does help me out. And go to minivanlee.com for my products, especially my neck gaiters and jewelry exercise videos. Yes. Okay, now let's try this. My hobo meal.